Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes. And today in this video, I'm going to talk about a yarn review because I haven't done one in a really long time. And today's review is going to be on the Loops and Threads Cuddly Chenille, and I have a ball of the Loops and Threads Cuddly Chenille right here, and then I have one with a project that I am working on that it's attached to right now, and I thought I'd give you guys my thought of it. So basically it's what it is. It's like a really thick chenille yarn. It's kind of a little similar to Bernat Blanket yarn, and if you didn't see my review on Bernat Blanket yarn, I'll link the video down below. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on this. So it's just a really nice soft chenille yarn. And I'm going to be fairly honest with you. I really do not like working with this yarn. I just bought it because I wanted to try it out. My mom and I found the colors and we bought it for one of our friends to make a birthday present for him. And I'm actually trying to make a blanket for my little cousins. And let me show you guys. This, I don't know if you can tell, but this yarn is so hard to work with because it kind of blends my patterns in and it makes it harder for me to see my stitches. So basically I have to feel around what stitch is which in order for my pattern to work out. And the first ball, it didn't really have much. I think it had about 22 rows in it. And that's really not a lot for a blanket. And also feeling this, it's kind of heavy and bulky and it's just not my thing. I mean, it's really, really soft and I do like it, but it just doesn't really work for me just because it's so hard to see what I'm doing and it's just really hard to see what I'm doing. And I don't know, I think it's just the colors. It's the yarn itself, which makes it extremely hard for me to see what I'm doing. And I can't see my texture. And it just is really, really difficult for me to work with because everything like blends in with the yarn. So here, let me see if I could pull it up. Yeah, you can't really see, but I have like a moss stitch pattern going and it just feels, it just feels kind of heavy. And I don't really like that, and I don't think this really works for a blanket. Just not my thing. But I was able to make a blanket with Bernat Blanket yarn, which is sort of similar to this. And if you didn't see my review on Bernat Blanket yarn, I'll link that down below, and I'll show you the blanket I made with Bernat Blanket. So this is the blanket I made with Bernat Blanket yarn. This is my blanket that I made for my bed. And then this is the blanket that I'm working on with the Loops and Threads Cuddly Chenille. I think you can see the complete difference. This one you can see the texture more. This one you can't really see the texture too much. So it's just a really soft yarn and it doesn't really give a lot of texture. So I'm just gonna say I love you Loops and Threads, but Cuddly Chenille is just not my favorite. It's just really, really hard to work with and it just doesn't feel like a blanket to me at all compared to this. So I'm going to be fairly honest. I don't recommend Loops and Threads Cuddly Chenille if you're new to knitting or crocheting just because it's really difficult to find your stitches. It's really difficult to see what pattern it is. And it's just, everything just blends in so well with the yarn. I mean, it's nice to hide mistakes and everything, but everything just blends in when you're doing a texture and it makes it so hard for you to tell what you're doing in the pattern and it makes it hard for you to see your stitches. It's just isn't a very easy yarn to work with. So I just don't recommend it for if you're looking for something that drapes. Like this blanket is a bit drapey. This one, really stiff. It just doesn't move as much as the Bernat Blanket. This is very drapey, but as opposed to that, it's just too stiff. It doesn't work. at all. So I just don't recommend it for anybody who wants to make blankets with it. I mean, you could try if you want to, and if you can get it to work, that's great. I personally just can't get it to work for me, and it's so hard for me just to work with. I don't recommend it for anybody who's like trying to get into doing textured patterns with this yarn. It's just very difficult to see what you're doing or see your stitches, and it's going to be difficult to see like your pattern and everything. But if you're able to make it work for you, great. I'm happy for you. I just am having a very frustrating time with this yarn. But I do recommend it for anybody who likes really soft yarn, because this stuff is really soft. I just don't recommend it for anybody who is into doing textured stitches, because it's really hard to see the texture of your pattern, and plus you may have to buy more than 3 skeins. I only got 3 skeins, but I'm just going to use it up so then I just can get rid of the yarn, because I just don't think it's really worth using, because it's very difficult to work with. But if you guys can get it to work for you, great. I'm so happy for you. I just can't get it to work for me. So that is my review on Loops and Threads Cuddly Chenille. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And like I said in the beginning of the video, this was not to bash Loops and Threads at all. I love Loops and Threads. I love the company so much. I think they make amazing yarns, and I use a ton of yarns by Loops and Threads. I just don't really like Cuddly Chenille, and that's just all my opinion. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.